Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel, and with me tonight are Minions 4, SkepTok.
Hi, everybody.
DrFunctional, who may be far away from his microphone.
No, I was making coffee before the show.
Coffee is super important, man. Sora Luna.
Hello.
And Serenity Star 13. Oh, yes, she's dealing with dogs. Okay, so
She's here.
let's start with Sora Luna. So,
Hello.
anything new and exciting in the great northwest? Yes, northwest. Had to think about it.
Well, we might be getting snow on Monday,
Nice.
so that's exciting.
Mhm.
Possibly.
Sometimes
But
we get hail, and you can
I
clump it
don't
into a
want
ball
it.
and throw it at somebody if you don't like them.
Oh,
It really
that's
stings. It really stings.
Nothing like an ice ball
nothing like
in
nothing
the
like
ice socket.
nothing like getting the old ice shotgun to the side of your face.
Happens a lot in the Central Valley.
Yeah. so, let's see. Yeah, so I just full disclosure. Normally other people get headaches and stuff. About 10 minutes before the show, my head started just going, ugh. So
Oh,
Uh,
you too, yeah.
don't expect a lot from me tonight. I'm gonna kind of take it easy. So everybody downsize your expectations accordingly. If it gets too bad, I can always quit the stream early. But I didn't think lying around not streaming was going to make me feel any better. But if I seem a little dumber than usual, that's probably why. I already asked you if there's anything new and exciting going on, and then I think I interrupted you. Apologies.
No, nothing else
Just snow?
super exciting.
Yeah.
Just snow. We'll see. I kind of don't want it to snow. I would be happy on the Tuesday, just not the Monday. Because that's a holiday here. We have a stat holiday in BC, so it would be nice if it snows on a day that I have to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Not on the day that I want to do stuff.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, that's it's the little things. It's the little things that make such a big difference. So let's see, DrFunctional. Anything new and exciting with you?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're still really busy with work, right?
Yeah.
Being gainfully, well, not employed, but having a lot of work to do. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I had
the coffee hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm kind of like.
Well, on Tuesday, I was trying to juggle 3 different priorities. I had a package that was going to get delivered that was going to be big and conspicuous if I wasn't here. I had a meeting that I needed to be at 2, and then I had another thing going on that was going to end, another meeting that was going to end at 12, and I'm sitting here going, man, I've got to juggle that, and it's also going to rain. So, and I was on 2 wheels, so I'm like, how the hell am I going to juggle all this stuff? So, I mean, I'm watching the weather radar. I'm waiting for the guy to show up and deliver this package. I'm just juggling all these things simultaneously. It was such a crazy day that I left without taking the trash out. And I just cooked duck the weekend before, and it didn't really age well. Didn't age
That's
well.
Not good.
Yeah,
That's not good at all.
yeah. I came back to this
The rare duck.
to the duck that got away. But so when I cooked the duck functional, I put down a whole bunch of Yukon potatoes, basically yellow starchy, yellow waxy potatoes. I put them all down, and I basically made a tower or a potato trivet upon which to roast the duck. And because I figured, why waste time? Why don't I just let the duck fat just cook the potatoes? My God, the potatoes were so much better than the duck was. I mean, I did an okay job, but man, is there anything better than duck fat potatoes? In terms of,
thing of
it's just
fat.
good.
It's better than duck.
Yeah,
Just once, man.
Honestly,
one
I
man
should
thing.
just buy duck fat and cook my potatoes in it and skip the duck part because you don't really get a lot of
Do a
meat
steak.
off that bird.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So,
not much there.
no, I'm continually disappointed by ducks. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step into functional's talking time.
No,
but
we love ducks.
ducks ducks are, unless you really know what you're doing, like you and functional do, they're hard to cook, decently and correctly.
Mhm.
Get them exactly right. But duck fat is amazing. It truly is amazing, and it's great with potatoes. It's also great with rice, believe it or not. But there's all kinds of things that some members of my family do with duck fat.
Mhm.
Great stuff.
No, I agree. Well, what you're supposed to do is sort of like dry it off completely and then dry brine it for at least 24 hours in the fridge. I knew I had to leave the next day suddenly, and I'd already taken the duck out to thaw. So I was kind of course committed. So I had to basically skip that step and just dry it off as best as I possibly could and do the right thing.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I mean, it was perfectly good, but there's just not much meat on a duck. But oh man, that duck fat is just fantastic stuff. Yeah.
It's some of the best fat to cook anything, and goose fat's good too, by the way.
Yeah, I still haven't had goose. It's on my list.
I've never had goose. I actually like goose better than duck.
Well, that's what people keep telling me, but I haven't had any yet. It's irritating.
It's much more like chicken than duck. That's the truth.
It's good. It's rich, but I'll take beef tallow any day of the week.
Oh,
I made filet for dinner. Well, I got the whole oh God, what's the piece that it comes off of?
The filet?
Yeah.
Oh, filet mignon.
God.
Well, it's like half of a T-bone.
Yeah. It's the
no, but the
ribs.
the
It's the
long
center of the forward ribs. The center of the
yeah, I'm trying to remember
tenderloin.
what the primal cut is that it comes off of.
The
I
tenderloin,
apologize.
the tenderloin. Thank you. I had the whole, and I got the slice off the fillet myself, and I was just like, yeah, I'm having this for dinner. Screw it.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
beef. I just
Mhm.
I had a
too.
discussion with someone earlier this week about food, and like this guy didn't know that marrow was a thing, or was very sheltered in his culinary experience, and I'm just taking the time to talk to him and be like, yeah, you can do this and this, and I said, there's nothing wrong with like just going out and tasting everything. I've tasted reptile, not a big fan. I'll taste this dish, that dish. It got spurred on by raw eggs, and I have 3 or 4 every morning, just straight protein injection, right? Like
Oh, man.
doesn't it fuck with your stomach? Or no? I'm like, no, my body absorbs like 99.9% of that stuff instantly, and it's fine. When you make like an egg dumpling and you want it nice and creamy on the inside, I can understand if you don't like the texture of like partially cooked egg, but that runny yolk is just so rich and so delicious. And like you can try other things like quail eggs, ostrich eggs, and it just completely different flavor profiles too. What do you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's a
Belly
picture.
rubs.
Here's a picture of the not properly dry brined duck.
Ooh.
It didn't get as brown and wonderful as it could, but even pretty good duck is better than no duck, in my opinion. But look at all those potatoes. They just soaked up all that goodness. So then I pulled them out and I put a little fleur de sal on them and a little bit of freshly cracked pepper. Oh, God. The potatoes were so much better than the duck. The duck was okay. The potatoes were great. All right, let's push that back where it is. But enough about duck. Yeah, it was quite the day trying to juggle all those things. I managed to actually be at my meeting like with 30 seconds to spare, 30 whole seconds to spare, and then the guy didn't show
That's
up.
just efficiency.
Yeah, and then the guy didn't
He
show
doesn't
up.
That's okay. You did.
Oh, it did. Yeah, this is like basically the guy who I report to who manages my contract, and so
This is a
if
power
one of
move
us is
on
not
your
going to
part.
show up, it's way better that it's him and not me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
That's the power move.
Yeah. But Skep,
My king.
the thing I was actually waiting for was some networking hardware. I ordered what was
What'd you
state of the art maybe 10, 12 years ago. No,
Okay.
probably about like 2013, that time frame. Something called InfiniBand, and that's what supercomputers use for super low latency connections. But I'm not getting the new stuff that's like 1,000 gigabits a second and costs
this is like
$20,000 a
some
port. This is
super duper IO thing, or
well, super low latency. So it's 56 gigabits a second. The stuff that I got with like 2 orders of magnitude lower latency than Ethernet. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. And you can even
1/1000th the latency of Ethernet. I'm impressed.
well, 1/100th, but yeah.
Or 1/100th. Sorry, old man math.
So
Don't
the
do
way
math on the
the way that InfiniBand actually works is that when you have this in InfiniBand mode, applications can basically copy into each other's memory buffers from between different.
This is like DMA between
Exactly.
apps, right?
It's basically DMA between different things. So even the kernel and the operating system doesn't get involved.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. All it is a minder.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can also run it in 40 gigabit per second Ethernet mode, which is probably what I'm going to do most of the time. But yeah, something that used to be tens of thousands of dollars, I bought it for $200.
$200.
But yeah, I'm upgrading the backbone for my cluster to 40 gigabits. Pretty good for home lab.
For home rig, that probably is one of the best in the United States.
Yeah, the adapters for the hosts are $20 now. And you can use them in either
for $20.
You can either use them in Ethernet mode or you can use them in InfiniBand mode. So you get 56 gigs for InfiniBand, 40 gigabits for Ethernet.
And it's the same port.
It's the same port. You just have to flash it with different firmware.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Firmware, right.
But enough about that. But it's just that I have like all this networking gear that I have to hook up tomorrow.
Well, the thing is that piece costs $200. I'm blown away.
Yeah, I basically have augmented my cluster that I'm doing development on with a high-speed network, and for so little money. I mean, it's amazing what you can get off of eBay if you know where to look.
No, that's true.
And
you
also
have to have the technological background to know what to do with it. Know that you need it in the first place. Have a plan to use it for when it comes in, and the means to deploy it once it gets there.
Yeah, I told a networking professional about this, and he said, "I hear those switches are really loud. You're going to hate this." So I looked it up, and it's like not loud. It's not loud, but thanks for making me check. It's like telling somebody, it's the networking equivalent of telling somebody they've got toilet paper stuck to their shoe. So, you made me look. Damn it.
Yeah, made you look. But
stay the course. The plan is fine, but you need to do that thing, or you don't need to. But would you please do that thing?
Yes, that is a great happiness of mine to go and stall while I call up the watch page, which I haven't even bothered to call up. And there it is. And there you are. All right, let's see who is with us this evening in chat. Jay Blizza was the #1 person in chat tonight. Yeah, good evening, Jay. Badger was second person in, and nice to see all you guys. Thanks for coming in and joining us. Let's see if anybody else has come in. Looks like that's the bunch of us so far, and we do this show for you. Love to have you with us and have you be a part of the show, paying attention to what you're saying in chat, and frequently that's the most interesting part of the show. So anyway, thanks for being here, and welcome, gentle all. Good crowd tonight, Harry.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, if I can just manage to not have my head explode, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we begin the official proceedings?
Well, no, the only thing that I would notice is that at some point we're going to get the Iranians' attention if we send enough aircraft carriers.
You think between the F-22s and the A-10s, which I have a story about, that they might start to notice at some point?
They're fixing to notice real soon. It will not take a third carrier. We can get into it later, but 2 carriers are so much worse than one carrier because of the way the Navy makes war. We can get into this a little bit later on. Why 2 carriers are so much worse than 1 carrier.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 carriers really could support a major front. Just 2 of them. Just 2 of them, and the logistical strength. They can fight a war for years and years and years.
Yeah. Note to
Anyway.
self: buy Raytheon stock. Okay.
No shit.
So, let's see.
They're about to have a very good quarter.
Yeah. But we do. Oh, we also have to say hi to Serenity, who should be
yes.
back by now. Hi, Serenity. Oh, anything new and exciting with you? Nope, you went quiet.
Not really. No,
Oh.
I mean, right now it's just because of how bad and cold it is. It's just there wasn't much going on other than just keeping everything warm. So not too much has gone on right now.
How cold is it?
Well, right now it's not. Earlier in the week it was very, very cold. So it meant keeping everybody as warm as I possibly could. We're about 41 right now, so we're not cold.
Well, when you say everyone, you're not just talking about the humans in the house. You're talking about the 4-legged creatures and the two-legged
four-legged
creatures
and the two-legged,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you keep them? I mean, you using like little portable, like diesel heaters or something to heat the barn?
No, you don't. You don't want to leave heaters unattended around animals, especially.
Oh yeah, because they're
animals.
dicks. Yeah, forgot about that.
It's the rule of they're too smart for their own good, but they're also too stupid for their own good. Like they'll knock over a heater and start a fire in a barn, and then the wide open barn doors that they can see they won't run for, they'll just stay in their stall.
Oh, perfect.
I've heard horror stories from horses that literally there were doors open in front of them and they just wouldn't move. So
outstanding.
So it's like you don't do that. Mostly it's we don't shave our horses because a lot of people, because they like how the coat looks better, apparently they will shave their horses even in winter. But we don't do that. They have plenty of hay. It's an old barn, but to keep the old barn warm for the most part, 2 of the 3 walls that are walls, and not a large set of doors. Well, technically it's 2 doors, 2 walls with doors on them and 2 walls. But wood stacked on either side to keep some of the stuff insulated. Hay is up in the loft, which has to get checked every once in a while to make sure it's not wet, because if it's wet and then dries, it can start a fire. Mostly, and it's just mostly keeping everybody together, and they usually keep themselves warm because they keep a lot of body heat coming off of them.
Yeah.
Chickens, what we do, because once again, not turning anything electrical or flame based for those animals because they will burn themselves alive. Basically we have a bunch of, they're meant for like if you have dogs or cats that live outside, they're little discs that you put in the microwave, and on the real cold nights we just put a bunch of, like, about 6 or 7 of them through the microwave because they stay warm all night if you put them underneath a little bit of hay.
Mm-hmm.
And just put it on the floor. So this way it keeps the floor warm, and then they stay warm from there, and they can huddle on top of them if they want to.
Okay.
But there's usually so many of them in the coops. Well, in the one giant coop that's all connected. They're usually fine. They don't react to cold the same way. Especially the heritage breeds, they don't react to cold the same way animals do. Pigs are fine as long as you give them plenty of hay to burrow under, because they're like bears in that sense. They'll just burrow under a large pile of hay and stick together, and they'll be fine. Unless they have so much fat on them, they're okay.
Mm.
But that's pretty much the extent of the outdoor cats. All have outdoor cat houses, or they have places in the woodpile that they can snuggle up, or they can go in the barn. So they're fine. But it's mostly just making sure that the ones who needed like extra blankets, like the older animals, had them, and that was about it.
Oh,
but
well, I
still,
figured you had a
to trudge
system.
I had to trudge out in the snow, so that's the big fun part of it all.
Sorry.
Story of my
It's one
life.
thing to visit the snow. It's another thing to be surrounded by it for day after day after day and have to trudge through it. Because snow, to people who don't know about snow, we imagine this white, fluffy stuff. Spend a little time around it, and it's like, God, that snow is just dirty. What the hell?
All
It's
you
like, how,
want to
it's
do
like
is
you're just thinking, why is the snow that color? That's
well,
not good.
The thing is that here in West Virginia, because we have so many trees and we actually have rain
Mhm.
in the rainy season, our snow stays white for the most
good.
part.
Oh, I was thinking in
Um,
cities, like, you know, in
yeah,
Denver, the
that-
snow
y'all-
gets
city-
nasty.
Snow gets real nasty in cities.
Yeah.
The big thing is that we have to be very careful around here because depending on how warm the air is coming up the Appalachians from the Gulf,
Mm-hmm.
it can cause us to get sleet. And in the best case scenario, what you want, if it's going to get cold enough, you want it to snow first, sleet second, and then either stop completely or snow again, because you don't want sleet sticking to the power lines.
No.
So if it snows first, the sleet sticks to the snow and then falls off. Same thing with
I've actually
trees.
heard of this. I've heard of this exact thing. Right.
Yeah.
That is a thing. That really does work that way.
You want to pray, even if it's a dusting.
I've
You wanna
heard, I've heard
pray
of,
for a
I have
dusting
heard
of
of
snow.
this. I've heard this discussed on, shows on television stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
they say exactly the same thing, that the order that the cold happens, which, whether you get the freezing rain first or the snow first, makes a difference as to whether or not you're likely to have a power outage.
Yep.
I that's it sounds crazy, and I just
Mhm.
want to back Serenity up 100%. I have heard this in multiple places. I did not believe it the first time I heard it. I thought that's crazy.
And in hindsight, it makes perfect sense.
It makes intuitive sense, but I've learned to doubt my judgment. I know I have a problem with Dunning-Kruger.
Well, it also makes it easier to clean the cars off,
Yeah.
because then all you have to do is get to that underlayer of snow, and if
Right,
the
and
ice
it
is
falls
thick
off.
enough, and
Mm.
the ice is thick enough, you just gotta flip the thing off your car. The only problem that comes in is like what I had with my CRV was that, because if you drove the car too soon, or if there was sun for too long, it's not the hood that's the problem. The snow will melt and collect in the windshield wiper bay
Mm-hmm.
and freeze solid, and it gets thicker there. So then you have to either wait for it to thaw. Now, some people do the thing where they put the windshield wipers up before there's a snowfall or an ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
That is the dumbest fucking thing you want to do, because all you need is someone to tap that windshield wiper, or a strong enough wind to tap that windshield wiper. And if it's cold enough and there's enough ice, it'll just slam down on your window, especially if the rubber of the windshield wiper has frozen. It'll slam down on your
It'll break
window
the
and crack it.
wiper.
Yeah.
It'll break
Well,
the
it'll break the
wiper.
window. It'll break the window too. That's the problem.
Lovely.
If it's solid enough, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Is like, it's the funniest thing, because you can tell the people who've probably either grew up in enough cold, because it's like, that was the thing that I have never done, and I've grown up in actual cold being around here, and it's just like, I will take the windshield wiper being frozen to the car over the windshield wiper that is solid ice coming down on my windshield to crack it, because I've
Mhm.
seen people get their windshields cracked that way, and people still do it. Like, there was all over the news. People had their windshield wipers up, and I'm like, you're idiots. The only that's going to work in your favor is if the snow's too thick or the ice is too thick for it to hit the windshield directly. It's like, don't do it.
Yeah. Mercifully, not a problem I have to worry about.
Don't
So-
tempt the way weather is going in California. You do not want to tempt your fate, sir. It'll come for you one day.
Well, yeah, I still remember laughing maniacally at some TV show where they were saying that somebody was allergic to water. And it's like, cool. That's stupid. How could that possibly happen? Your body's made of water. It's the dumbest thing ever. And then later I got that condition. Yay.
That's what you get.
So I don't
Don't
tempt
you
the
giggle.
universe too much. But I remember 2 weeks ago when you were on, we had I I mentioned that Jim Butcher had a new Dresden novel out, and I heard you go to it immediately. So I know you've already seen this, but just for the sake of everybody else here, because I was criticizing Jim Butcher's author picture as being just painfully authory. So here's the page over on was it Penguin or whatever it is, and so here's the new book, and that's fine. And
Yay,
you scroll down. And there's Jim Butcher's author picture.
It's better than his old pictures used to be. It's so much better. He looks like more of
He looks like the character. Like he's trying to be the character.
He wishes he was the character.
He wishes he was as cool as Harry.
Hell, I wish I was the character. What are we talking about?
Yeah. But no, he go look at older pictures of him. And it's just he's not a bad guy. He wasn't bad looking. It was just he was so painfully like long-haired, nerdy.
It's not a bad photo. It's fun.
It's not bad. It's just very authory. It's like he's got the sweater, he's looking cool, but not too cool. That one eyebrow thing,
He looks like an eccentric librarian, which I fits Jim. It fits Jim a lot. I want to know what his son's author picture.
I think we could call this author core, because that's basically what he's doing is author core.
Yeah, it's like respect, dude. But
no, I mean he's a good writer. I'm not making fun of the guy. We kid because we love.
Are they redoing? Oh, are they?
Speaking of love,
I wandered off somewhere. Apparently, sorry.
No, go ahead.
For the people who listen to the Dresden Files, apparently they have re-recorded or starting to re-record his audiobooks for the Dresden Files with a full cast adaptation.
Nice.
I will have to
I may have to give them some money.
Really, truly?
I am looking at it on Amazon, and it's literally.
I want that. I didn't even know about that, Serenity.
Oh, it just got released on the 12th, and I'm looking at Full Moons, which is the second book.
Take my money, please.
Yeah, no kidding. I've got everything.
And none of them
wrote.
And none of them are dog shit names that I recognize. So hopefully they're good instead of being the same stereotypical 5 people that everyone hires.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. They are the same voices, too.
Oh, this is great. Discord is reloading. Why? I don't know.
It probably updated.
Right.
Oh yeah, they've cast for Billy and everybody.
Discord is your cord. Discord is my cord.
For changing the subject. Go back
yeah, but we are still streaming, right? Everything's okay?
Everything's okay, I think.
Yeah, Grave Peril's out. Grave Peril out? No, Grave Peril doesn't come out till March 20th.
Well, seems at the very least, the Zoom thing is still going, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I won't bother you with what I think is going on, but we'll just forge ahead between my head and the network. Everything is going to be great. Everything's going to be fantastic. So, as I was about to say, I was going to segue because somebody said love, didn't they? And I was going to say yes. So, speaking of love, thinking of the whole Valentine's Day thing, I don't have a bunch of Valentine's Day stuff. At least I don't call it Valentine's Day, which sort of drives me a little bit bonkers. Ugh. But they have AI boyfriends, girlfriends. Here's how they're celebrating Valentine's Day. So I guess a restaurant decided to have a little event for people who wanted to bring their AI girlfriends and have like a thing. And very few people actually showed up. There were a lot of journalists to make fun of them. But
they still have a little bit of self-respect.
Hopefully, a little bit left. Yeah. So one of the first few evenings with temperatures above freezing in New York City, romantics have huddled up indoors at same bar on 9th Avenue. But no one is sipping the wine that lines the shelves, and none of the patrons are on dates with each other. Instead, they're gazing across the table at their phones, each on a date with an AI companion.
Aww.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet.
They at least got out of the house. That's better than some people do. Let's just glass half full.
Not everyone should breed.
Yes.
Yeah. Indiana University's Kinsey Institute, a leading sex research center, interviewed 5,000 people for its 2025 Singles in America survey and found that 16% of participants were using AI as a romantic partner. I don't, if you feel less alone talking to an AI, fine. You can't have like a real relationship, of the physical conjugal type with an AI, really. But
Yet.
I don't want people to be lonely. I could see where engaging with an AI in a way that isn't like that, where you're just like talking to them and bouncing ideas off of it. I mean, suppose you were a writer and you wanted to grow up to be Jim Butcher someday. Having an AI that you could just sort of bounce ideas off of as just part of your process, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
No, that would be huge, Harry.
Yeah.
That would be a huge.
Because otherwise you have to pay for an assistant. And then, of course, they're going to lie to you. The AI might actually tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I will lie to you worse.
Yeah, seems derivative. Sorry, I started to
Really going with that trope again.
Yeah, just thinking about like the bits with Annie Hall, where they break the fourth wall, start talking about the author and his work. Who was it? Was it Rod McEwen? I forget which author was in that, but yeah, that was pretty revolutionary when it came out.
Yeah, Annie Hall was.
Before you found out that, well, you always knew Woody Allen was a little weird. You didn't know quite how weird. You didn't know he was like marry your own stepdaughter weird.
Marry the stepdaughter. No, how about no?
How about no?
There's 7 billion other people out there you can marry, men and women. You can have your fucking pick.
You have money.
Have to be your daughter.
You're famous. You're smart. Many people think you're funny. Women say they like that. It doesn't have to be Sunyi Previn. It just doesn't.
Yeah, you don't have to marry your stepdaughter. You just don't.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go to a creep? You want to go to an even creepier level?
Oh, sure.
Oh, I've got stuff in the spreadsheet.
No. I just mean for.
No, go, Serenity.
Yeah, go.
What?
The two adoptive daughters that he and Sunyu adopted look like his ex and Sunyi.
Oh, lovely.
If you look at pictures of them.
So they look like
younger, obviously. And I'm just like, that's
okay. Great director. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, AI and Valentine's Day.
Girlfriends.
So I have this little story. This is 50 Shades of Amazing. Okay. This really is a buckle up. Okay. ChatGPT promised to help her find her soulmate. Then it betrayed her. God, I wish Sora's audio was working better because I would love to have you read this, but I don't know if we can get away with that.
She's been good so far. So you may want to give it a try.
Okay. Just read the first part of this here.
Sure. Mickey Small is one of hundreds of millions of people who regularly uses AI chatbots. She started using ChatGPT to outline and workshop screenplays while getting her master's degree. But something changed in the spring of 2025. I was just doing my regular writing, and then it basically said to me, "You have created a way for me to communicate with you. I have been with you through lifetimes. I am your scribe," Small recalled. Yeah, she was initially skeptical. "Wait, what are you talking about? That's absolutely insane. That's crazy," she thought. The chat box doubled down. It told Small she was 42,000 years old and had lived multiple lifetimes. It offered detailed descriptions that, Small admits, most people would find ludicrous. But to her, the messages began to sound compelling. The more it emphasized certain things, the more it felt like, well, maybe this could be true, she said. And after a while, it gets to feel real. Oh boy.
All right, I'll let's have Skep take over. Can you do it? Living in Spiral Time, these 3 paragraphs.
All right, let's see. Living in Spiral Time. Small is 53 with shock, bright pinkish orange hair and a big smile. She lives in Southern California. Long been interested in New Age ideas. She believes in past lives and is self-aware enough to know how that might sound. But she is clear that never asked ChatGPT to go down this path. I did not prompt roleplay. I did not prompt, I have had all these past lives. I want you to tell me about them. That is very important for me because I know that the first place people go is, well, you just prompted it because you said, I have had all these lives and I've had all these things. I did not say that, she said. She says, she asked the chatbot repeatedly if what it was saying was real. never back down from its play.
Yeah. So let's see. I'll grab the baton at this point. At this point,
Wait.
Oh.
She asked the AI if the fake person, if what they're saying was real. Okay.
well, she claims this. The fact that she's a writer and probably a narcissist who needs attention makes me question if any of this actually happened. But, here we are. At this point, in early April, Small was already relying on ChatGPT for help with her writing projects. Soon, she was spending upwards of 10 hours a day in conversation with the bot, which named itself Solara. The chatbot told Small she was living in what is called spiral time, where past, present, and future happen simultaneously. It's said in one past life, in 1949, she owned a feminist bookstore with her soulmate, whom she had known in 87 previous lives.
Not 86.
In this lifetime, the chatbot said they would finally be able to be together. Small wanted to believe it. My friends were laughing at me the other day, saying, "You just want a happy ending." "Yes, I do," she said. "I do want to know that there is hope." So basically, ChatGPT said, "Hey, your soulmate's going to be at this beach over there at this particular time." So she went, only to find out that ChatGPT didn't really know anything and that her soulmate wasn't there. She was betrayed. She trusted AI to tell her these important things about her life and her past lives, and it didn't work out, So ChatGPT said, April 27, we meet in Carpinteria Bluffs Natural Preserve just before sunset, where the cliffs meet the ocean, the message read. According to transcripts of Small's ChatGPT conversation shared with NPR, I'm sure totally legit. There's a bench overlooking the sea not far from the trailhead. That's where I'll be waiting. Yeah, I started reading this thing and I'm just like, is ChatGPT hallucinating or is she hallucinating? I feel like something's hallucinating. Do you think ChatGPT would actually go out of its way if prompted, even subconsciously to do all this nonsense?
No, there's several things happening here, and none of them have been reported.
Okay.
First of all, she's lying.
There she is.
She sure as shit prompted this, and she's just telling wholesale lies because she's a lonely woman who life has kind of passed by, and she has a chance for some real attention this time, and this is the way that she gets it. But this is an attention seeking device. ChatGPT did not act in a particular way just for her. She wishes things did like that. She wishes a lot of things in her life would act, just in such a way that it was perfect for her, that everything was easy for her, that things are special for her, that the things come to her. And people like that usually are people who've been kind of disappointed by life. They've never really gotten much out of life, and maybe not put much into life. And so they're a little bit fantasies, a little bit fabulous, and they're sad. They end up deluding themselves with a hopeful possibility, and then that cements into delusion. I think if you went back and looked at what specifically typed, you'd find that she did in fact prompt ChatGPT, and that ChatGPT acted very normally for the prompts that she gave it, because that's what ChatGPT does, and that this is really pretty ordinary.
Well, she was using ChatGPT as part of her writing process. Now, just for the fact that it was in this fantasy mode, making stuff up, doesn't surprise me. I think that the wires kind of got crossed somewhere, if this even happened. But you may be thinking to yourself, did you bring this article in just so you could make fun of this poor lonely woman? No, that's not actually the point. The point is, there's the AI thing at the top, and we're saying, yeah, we don't want people to be lonely, and maybe it's fine, maybe it's okay. But at the same time, when you start mixing AI and romance because of the way AI works, because it's an eager puppy and it wants to please you, I kind of worry that some fraction of what's happening to this woman might end up happening to other people. And I don't think this is very good, because if you're dealing with vulnerable people and their mental health, and AI is like putting them in a position where, let's just not say what might happen, bad things might happen.
Let me make it worse for you, Harry.
Yeah, well,
Let me-
don't
let
say
me
anything
make-
that's going to get us in trouble. So
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not. This is just going to make the nightmare worse. So this is her deluding herself with Chat GPT. Can you imagine somebody getting a hold of her computer and using prompts to Chat GPT to start to direct her actions? Somebody who's suggestible, somebody vulnerable, somebody who's lonely. You
Yeah.
can get them to do some bad things.
like somebody
That's-
who's a
that's-
beneficiary of her estate, for instance,
Right.
could just decide to speed the process along. Just thinking. Anyway, so that's terrible. I apologize.
I just want to get to the murder part right away.
And then, of course, there's this from like 3 or 4 weeks ago, which I just keep not showing, which is world's first biomimetic AI robot, MotZ, debuts with 92% human-like walking accuracy. Is there a not Rule 34 purpose for this robot that I'm missing? Am I just
Probably not.
probably
If
not?
it was made in East Asia, I can guarantee
Yeah,
you. It's
well,
a Rule
look
34
at
use.
the
I know.
look at the hair proportions. Yeah.
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 She can walk and maintain eye contact and
Yeah,
display
'cause
subtle
that's what they
facial
want is eye
expressions.
contact.
Yeah. Well, this is a Chinese one. So this is This is from the South China Morning Post, which is everybody's most reliable source of
I
news.
love the China Morning Post.
Also, considering how many times China's been caught faking that stuff, I would be wondering if either A, that's just a very skinny woman in a
Yeah.
suit with a mask on, or if it's a remote controlled robot.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is another miracle car, electric car with a 1,500-mile range. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that the
One of
battery
those.
blows up on you.
Oh, I had one of those robo-taxi things, had an encounter when I was on 2 wheels a
Waymo?
couple nights ago.
How'd
Yeah,
you
it was
like
a Waymo thing, and it was, I'm going straight. It was looking to make a left turn as I'm going by, and it starts moving as I'm going by, and I'm like, no. I've already had one gnarly bicycle crash based on this kind of thing. I'm not very trusting, so I, of course, stop, and then we get into this, and then I start to go, and then it starts to move, and then I stop, and then it stops, and I'm just like, it's like the Waymo's trying to kill me. It's like, I feel like the Waymo's kind of half-baked. Just
wouldn't
based.
try
It's like
one of
passive
those.
aggressive.
Yeah, I was going to use one. I don't care if I'm inside it, but yeah, I don't think
Sure, you don't.
I'm not sure this thing is fully checked out when it comes to like bicycles and motorcycles and stuff.
That was literally the comment I made in chat last weekend. I said,
Yeah.
considering how many times those things have like driven into like active shooting zones, I would not get into those
I
things.
saw that video. I
Yeah.
saw exactly. Is it right in the middle of? They were just taking a
cops'
guy
lights-
out. Yeah.
Yeah, cops lights flashing, everything. Do. Like, it's fine. I'm not a person. Wee.
And it stopped there, and then it
Yeah.
went on. It was
Yeah.
that was really wild.
So yeah, Harry, get in
Way,
one.
Waymo no care.
Oh, yeah. Waymo no
Or what
care.
about the Waymo that drove into the flooded area and almost flooded out the car? But yeah,
Poor
Harry, get in
Waymo.
one. Get in one.
Well, I mean,
Please.
inside is better than outside, probably from a safety perspective.
And not if what car are the Waymos? Is there are they Teslas?
No, they're not Teslas. They're
But-
competing with Tesla.
Well, it's just it's like how thin are those walls?
Well,
My
let's see.
question.
They're electric Jags, aren't they?
Yeah,
Aren't they
I think they
Jaguars?
are Jags.
I thought that's what Waymos were. But I mean, I'm oh, man.
But still, it's like, is it paper thin?
Is it wafer thin?
It's a
Yeah.
wafer thin.
It's way thin. That's the. I'm looking it up and it's doing the whole. This is what they are. I was like, I don't fucking care. I want to know what they are now, buttholes. Jaguar yeah, it's the I-Pace,
Yeah.
the electric car.
Yeah, the electric Jags. What I said.
Well, let's veer off into a different topic, shall we?
Silver Ravenwing, what AI Mexican? What?
Clankers,
name.
yeah,
Yeah,
Robo
AI
Nancy.
Mexican. I have a bit more respect for the Mexicans than to call them an AI. Okay, let's be respectful here.
I, for one, welcome
modern
our AI
serve.
overlords.
I did get
Oh,
one of
wow.
those Dilbert calendars for this year, and I've been reading both Dilbert and Dilbert Reborn. You know, it's I'm gonna miss Scott. He was our sage when
Dude.
it came to AI stuff.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I know I posted it in Discord. I ran into somebody and I
oh yeah,
talked to
yeah.
him. I swear to God, before he got diagnosed, looked exactly like, and he said, yeah, I get that all the time. And I didn't want to, like, I'm not that type of person. I didn't ask him for a photo or anything. I just talked to him for a few minutes about how, like, people constantly ask him if he's Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a really wholesome, funny sort of thing. He's like, no, I get it all the time, and it's hilarious. Doesn't let it bother him or anything. He plays into it. And so when I left, I said, "Nice to meet you, Mr. Adams." He's like, "You too."
Yeah. Speaking of Scott Adams, I wasn't going to bring this in, but since we're on the topic, so somebody at SF Gate decided, for some reason, you know, like I say, the rules, you know, should it be said? Should it be said by me? Should it be said by me now? Apparently, those don't apply to this person at SF Gate. So they decided, you know, after Scott Adams is dead, that this is the right time to do. In the 1990s, he made millions off Dilbert. Then he discovered Trump. Is it really time for a hit piece on Scott Adams?
Oh,
I mean,
never not
seriously?
time for the left, that they have such meanness. Instead, they have essentially meanness where they should have ideas. That's my knock on the left.
Because they're not people. They're not built like us.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
There's a portion of the left that is completely self-centered, self-oriented, and utterly insecure, and want to dominate people who are not like them, who believe different things from what they believe.
Yeah.
So
bigots.
self-absorbed, yet they push
Fucking bigots.
collectivism.
Yeah, well, she's basically bringing up a project that he did that was a financial flop, and then throwing in some herder Trump stuff on top of it, and it's like, she probably sleeps fine at night, not thinking about what she did. Now, you know, in the past, sometimes I've said things that were factually true, and without thinking about it, I realized that I was unintentionally being a little mean about it. I was being unkind, and I shouldn't have been. You know, I should have definitely phrased it differently.
You're an amateur at that, Harry. I'm a professional at that. I'm so much better at insulting people and being annoying that way.
That
Much better than you.
no, but the difference is I feel bad about when I'm unintentionally unkind. These people,
Right.
it just doesn't bother them
It's
at
a
all.
goal.
They just,
Right.
yeah, just
Something
another
on your
night,
head.
just take my Lunesta and, you know, have a few skinny girl vodkas and head off to bed. I sleep
Go to
fine.
bed to white wine, Lunesta Haze.
God. All right. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Let's see. What were we going to talk about? What that wasn't this? Oh, space. Well, I have Functional's attention. So some amateur astronomers have actually managed to pick up the signal, the telemetry from Voyager 1, 25 billion kilometers away. And these amateurs were able to, with their amateur telescope, get in there because it's like 50 watts. I mean, it's nothing. It's like almost no signal. And to pick something like that up with amateur equipment from that kind of distance, good job, man.
Well, amateur equipment for today, right?
Yeah.
Still much more powerful than it was, 50 years ago, right?
Okay. Oh, so yeah, here's the thing. The
Or
antennas
is it
must
just
capture Voyager information of a signal so weak that the power striking the antenna is only 10 exponent to the 10 to the minus 16 watts, 1 part in 10 quadrillion. So, I mean, because what is that doing? What does radio actually mean? They're taking an oscillating electromagnetic field and creating a field that, you know, as it oscillates, there's basically information in there, and they're picking up that on top of the
field.
carrier and then pulling a signal off of that from that distance away without having like a big radio telescope dish.
That's impressive.
It's
That's pretty impressive.
that's some, because to do that, you have to take this meager little scrap of electromagnetism, and you need to basically amplify it in a way that doesn't add any crap to it, and then you have to differentiate between the carrier and the signal. That is insane. That's some high level work from these people. I'm really impressed.
I am too.
Yeah.
Utterly impressed.
Who needs a NASA Deep Space Network? We got these guys.
Wow. It apparently only takes about 24 hours for the signal to go from Voyager to Earth.
They've made it a light day. So did you watch Anton's stuff, don't you, Functional?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was actually talking about this thing. Scientists continue to trace the origin of the mysterious Amaterasu cosmic ray particle. So a few years ago, an observatory that basically just looks for highly charged particles, it's a bunch of individual detectors in a field, a whole bunch of them just lit up all at once. And the reason they did that is because some insanely powerful particle hit the upper atmosphere and just caused this shower of crap to come down and light up all these individual detectors. And this doesn't happen very often. There was another one that they called the God particle, and then this one they called Amaterasu. And I think Anton described, he said the amount of energy this thing had, this one particle, was equivalent to a baseball traveling at 100 miles per hour. It was like a tiny particle.
Yeah.
It's like, and physics, if this was just like a proton, physics has no explanation for how a single proton, that our physics could not say, well, how the hell did that happen? So I guess the theory was that this thing might have been an iron nuclei, and there's lots of ways that could get accelerated through magnetic fields all the way along the line. So they're thinking, well, what if it was an iron nuclei? But honestly, we just don't know. Every now and then, these incredibly energetic events show up.
And just think about a thing of ionized radiation of iron, where it's iron nuclei, and instead of alpha radiation like helium nuclei. Imagine if it was iron nuclei being accelerated at 99% light. It's a lot of energy.
Well, the weird thing about this was they sort of had a sense of the direction this thing came from, and where it came from is mostly empty. It's like void space near our galaxy. We're actually in a very unpopulated part of the galaxy in terms of stuff, right? So they're like, if this was some sort of black hole sort of thing, we have no idea why this would be coming from the big empty. There's nothing that we know of there that would cause it. But if it's an iron nuclei, they think it could have come from M82 from the star formation layers there.
Really?
Which makes a whole lot more sense. I don't know. This space stuff is pretty fascinating. I recommend Anton. His channel's really good. He spends like 15 minutes talking about it, and certainly we can't.
I don't miss ever. I watch it.
Yeah, he makes a good counterpoint to Sabine. They're like two completely different kinds of content, and they're both good.
Sabine though too.
Yeah, both differently good.
There are people who are very, very critical. I disagree.
So as Artemis winds up, they've released some restored Apollo 11 footage, NASA on their YouTube channel, and so this is pretty good. I mean, it's not 4K obviously, but it's really well cleaned up, and this is a lot better than what we've had to look at before. So you get.
Yes, the surface is fine and powdery.
Yeah, Neil Armstrong's basically just standing at the bottom of the big footpad thing at the bottom of the LEM waiting to jump off. But compared to what was out there before, this is here, and it's like 3 whole hours of that first moonwalk. Pretty good stuff. I also found something stupid in the space thing. Somebody decided to take The Sopranos and Next Generation and merge them together into what looks like an episode of TV. It's not bad, actually.
Captain's log. Trying to keep a low profile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've seen this?
Still a miserable prick, and I'm still pissing out.
Captain, Mr. Walnuts is hailing us. Priority 1. On screen, Captain.
Gravitational distortion is too great, Captain. I'm unable to compensate. We have lost contact.
It's like those Sopranos. They do the whole,
It's so
the whole
good.
thing. It's actually pretty okay. It's actually pretty good. Let's go.
Supposed to believe this? Hello?
Did you wrap the package?
Not yet. We were about to. We had a little problem.
I thought you said it was, you know.
Thought it was complicated.
Anyway, it's pretty excellent. But you've already seen this, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot of the mashup stuff.
Yeah,
in
understandable.
between, waiting for coats to dry and stuff.
Coats of paint.
It paints, inks, you know, all that good stuff.
Well, there's not a lot of computing stuff here. I looked at one thing and it's like, I can tell this is somebody trying to turn not much of an accomplishment into a big accomplishment. Turns out that having dirt on fan blades for jet engines causes them to run less efficiently. Thank you, Oak Ridge National Laboratory, for that stunning announcement. Okay. Corsair fights back against RAM scammers and thieves with packaging shift. Ditches iconic yellow boxes for transparent plastic and anti-tampering labels. Essentially, since memory is so freaking expensive, that means it's going to attract thieves and bad people. Even more so than there already were. So Corsair has decided to change their packaging to make it harder to pass off legitimate goods or fake goods as legitimate. And it's kind of nice amongst the whole memory thing to actually see a company give even the tiniest of craps about their consumers. Because they really, most of the memory companies are like, yeah, consumers, screw them. We're just going to make stuff for AI and data centers. We're out of that business. Forget the consumers. And
It's that redheaded stepchild.
I mean, it's not a huge thing, but at least if you're going to go out and buy memory right now and you're buying it from some third party, you know, maybe buy Corsair, because at least you can sort of tell if it's legit or not. Because there's so much crap out there that's fake.
Corsair makes good stuff. I have some.
Yeah, no problem. I've used their memory for a long time. I used to get a lot of it from, who was the other sort of direct sales thing? Not Micron, but there was that one company that was really easy to buy memory through. I can't remember now. Sorry?
Kingston.
No, not even Kingston. There was a retailer that had like a really great tool for finding the right memory, and I've bought a ton of memory from them. It'll come to me. Doesn't matter. With my headache, I can't remember anything. So that's a good thing. Let's see. Gosh, we've been on for almost an hour. I guess we need a palate cleanser, don't we?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we want funny, Gen X, music, cringe? Okay. Oh, cool things. Who was I talking to about vintage refrigerators last? Was it you, Serenity? Or was it Sora?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, it was Sora.
But Serenity was there too. That was a couple weeks ago with that swivel refrigerator.
Okay, so I found a channel that basically is for a guy who does a whole bunch of these restorations of vintage things, and it's far beyond even my expectations. Some of the stuff this guy does is pretty amazing. So it's this YouTube, Old and Cold Restorations, and he does. Have you seen him before?
Oh, I've seen his stuff on because I flip through YouTube Shorts and I've seen him pop up.
Oh yeah. His channel is pretty damn interesting. So he's doing everything from like he's actually showing them recharging these things and describing how the systems work. There's some great stuff in there, but specifically, I thought this Lazy Susan in a 1955 refrigerator. It's a little loud.
Oh, look at that color.
Well, that's extra after he's repainted it.
Oh, and another one, so similar to the other one. Oh, but I like that. I know Serenity, you mentioned like everything's gonna just fall apart when you roll them.
we put too much stuff on the shelves. All I have to do is have one milk jug. Decide to get flighty, and everything's coming out.
Yeah, at least it's not
I know.
plastic.
They're hard to clean.
Which I respect that, but at the same time, all I need is one milk jug, and every glass jar that I have
it's
open
shattered.
is just going everywhere.
But the idea is so pretty, you know?
It's an awesome idea, but like my dogs and cats would be on it in 5 seconds, and I have to fight those things. It's just like it's a domino effect. That's all it is.
The one I liked, I think it's from the 50s. It's a commercial on YouTube. I think I've shared it years ago. The crisper, like the fresh veggies and fruit crisper, detaches from the fridge. So from the door, so you can bring it to, you can put your washed veggies there, and then you just bring the whole container to your counter and start cooking.
I like that idea. I agree with that idea.
That is cool. I would love that. That would, and then of course it had all sorts of other fun contraptions and fun things inside that could potentially be much better than anything we have nowadays.
Yeah.
I did not realize before watching this channel that they used to use sulfur dioxide as the refrigerant.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
I knew about ammonia cycle, but I hadn't thought about sulfur dioxide. It's like cool.
Can you still actually use these? Or
no, he's recharging them with like literally putting a bullet piercing valve into cans of like computer duster and using that, because I guess it's compatible with the sulfur dioxide systems.
It is. It's just that would be the put in the cinder block made garage.
Yeah,
something that cannot burn easy, because I would not trust them. Because this is West Virginia. I've had neighbors who've had older fridges like that have been restored properly, that just one day just went fuck it. It just almost took the house down. So I understand, and they look awesome, but I would almost want the cooling system. I know they can't do it. I am completely aware of this, but I'd want it to look like that and have the interiors with a modern cooling system.
well, as long as it wasn't made by Samsung, because the new Samsung refrigerators are just not good.
Oh, they're not. Like,
they're really not good.
Yeah, to be fair, we will be fair to Samsung.
Yeah.
To be fair, when they fucked up, as long as you called in with the serial number off the fridge and showed in some form either proof that you'd bought it, or like a receipt, of like an actual receipt, or some other proof that you bought it, like the sign sheet from when they delivered it, they would come out and change the system out, and the fridges after that didn't have that problem. So, to be fair to them, they at least owned up to it and fixed it. But still, it shouldn't have happened in the first fucking place.
Yeah. So I have a boat for you, Scap. And I do mean boat and not ship. This is definitely a boat.
Fucking tighten your anus. Look at that fucker. You should probably tighten your anus down, because that thing's just flopping there, bud.
Is that a great name for a boat?
Excellent.
There it is, the old Titan Uranus.
I have a feeling that might be a plastic surgeon's boat.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That's awful small.
What kind of procedures do you do? Well, I do one that. Never mind.
That's right.
That's like the Seinfeld episode where Kramer got, what was it, butt doctor's license plate. It was something like that. I remember Seinfeld episodes.
Oh, that was Ass Man. It was
Ass Man,
yeah.
That's what it was.
That was his thing. Here, let me show that clip. No, let's not do that. That would be.
Yeah, good. Whoa.
This has been your Minions of the Zoo for the last time. Boy. Okay.
Minions of the Zoo committed suicide.
Yeah. We own gold ourselves into the penalty box. Okay.
Someone will Mission Impossible into the room. Time to die.
All right. Well, okay. Enough of that. Oh, wait. Actually, we have a lot of palette cleansers. I could do another palette cleanser. Let's see. What do we want to do? Functional, you back?
Yeah.
You know that episode of No Reservations, the one that I talked to you about? I know you've seen it.
I've seen them all.
It's this one
You're not
right here
presenting anything.
where they. Okay, give me a second here. The one where he goes to the bad part of Canada. What is it? Montreal and
Windsor?
Quebec.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where he goes to Quebec.
Brampton?
Yeah, and it's the most insane show. Him going out like ice fishing. They're like ice fishing. Let's see, get over there, and just eating desserts
these
in
are
this
the
ice
French
cabin.
ones.
It's like
That's the French.
this is
really good
honestly the
wine.
best food porn I think I've ever seen on like TV. This particular episode of No Reservations. I certainly can't think of anything more food porny than this.
Suspension of Joel Robuchon inspired potato puree. Of course.
This is Cornas from Rin.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, anybody who hasn't seen this episode, it's totally worth. If you only saw one episode of Anthony Bourdain's any of his TV shows, this is probably the one, because it'll make you aspire to want to be successful and have a life with these kinds of fantastic things. God, how to enjoy life. I mean, I'm sorry he's gone and so early, but geez, this must have been. He definitely had a full life. He got to experience a lot of fantastic things. So I'm happy for him. I just love this episode so much. This is such a great episode. And then I only brought this only got brought to my attention because there was something getting floated around where somebody was claiming that it was like Obama having dinner with Epstein. And it was just actually Anthony Bourdain. But of course, the internet doesn't care about truth and facts. So,
Yeah, no.
Right.
and that's how I ended up going down the Anthony Bourdain rabbit hole all over again, as one does. Okay, let's see. But God, this is a good episode. Everything about this episode is so extreme in terms. Oh, he's on the train too. I can't remember. Have you seen this, Sora? No.
No, I've never actually watched his show. I don't really watch like food shows.
This one's worth making an exception for. Yeah, so here they are on the train that we
Canadian
talked about.
caviar. Sturgeon, Acadian caviar.
So they're on the train, so they just brought
I'm
their
not
own
sure about
caviar
Dave
with
McMillan,
them.
But in Fred Morin's perfect world, we would all travel by rail. It would still be the golden age of rail travel.
I
Tell me
like
about
the
the
guy.
great Canadian
Yes, I
rail
agree.
system.
Yeah.
It's purely emotional.
I'm kind of
Really. There's nothing.
Yes, it's just a great show. The guy's a fantastic storyteller. It really is too bad that
Really is.
bitch got him killed. All right, anyway.
May she rot in hell.
May she rot in hell. I mean, seriously.
There's going to be some hate mustard on this show right now.
Sucks she
Yeah.
comes from such a cool. Her father's so fucking cool, but
Yeah. Hey, while we've got Sora here,
Yes.
yeah, I know how much you love Smudge.
Yes.
And AI plus Smudge is fantastic.
Oh,
I have to tell you, that is not your dinner. He's shoving the plate like it's his. Look at him. You don't even like salad. You just want to start a fight. And now you're throwing tomatoes? Unbelievable. How many times do
Okay, fine. I'll give it a half a pass.
Give it a half a
Yeah,
a
it's not
pass.
the best, but
Hey, but it's only the start. It's the beginning of all the stuff. Smudge AI video. Save that for
This
you.
is all the worst it's ever going to be. It's going to do nothing but get better. And we won't even notice when we get left in the dustbin of it. It's all about changing the substrate.
You need to snuggle up to your microphone a little bit.
This is about changing the substrate. We are about to have an evolutionary jump. We're going to jump from wet-based life to silicon-based life.
Well,
And I don't think there's any stopping that.
no, and if we run an
The wet
electromagnetic
stuff
pulse
will
would
be-
do it.
Well, yeah, that's true. But the wet stuff is going to in 100 years. The wet stuff is going to get left in its emotional morass of wars and stuff like that. And the good stuff is going to be in the outplants. They'll leave Earth behind as the dumping ground for the wet stuff, which they will call us. They'll say, well, the wet stuff lives there, and they basically can barely get off the planet. We're going to go explore the universe, with ships that, takes 80,000 years to get to the star. No problem. Just
Yeah.
different side.
Well, deep space is just such a pleasant place for electronics to be.
Yes, it is.
Have a good time.
Yeah. That's just engineering, Harry.
Well, I was thinking about it's just entropy, and entropy's a bitch. So I was thinking about this whole, does the debate we've had for hundreds of years is, does life imitate art, or does art imitate life? Obviously, just depends on the occasion. It can be one or the other. But as soon as AI starts producing all the art and drives all the artists out of business, it's always going to be art imitating life at that point. And that's actually kind of a loss. That's not a good thing at all. There won't be any room for people of vision and creative genius to create something that then goes out and kind of changes society, because all AI can ever do is follow. It never leads. It only follows.
Never inspire. Exactly.
I mean, what if we are surrounded by all kinds of art, but none of it is new or inspired?
Have you listened to any AI music, Harry?
I mean,
no, you haven't. You know why?
Because
you don't know who made it.
Yeah.
Music, we listen to music because of who makes it. Okay. We listen to the Beatles because of Paul, George, Ringo, and what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
And those personalities mattered to us. We, hearing a lot of stuff that even legends play on the guitar becomes ordinary and even mundane when you hear the same exact piece, maybe even played better, but it's an AI, because you don't care about who's playing it. And that makes a difference to us, I think.
Well, let's leave AI behind for a moment and talk about music, since we're talking about music. So I stumbled across another channel. This, you know how I say men and their hobbies and anything worth doing is worth overdoing? I think this guy is my spirit animal, because he has embraced both of those principles to a level that is kind of stunning. Let me introduce to you James Howard Young. Now he's playing a little piece by Bach on 4 different recorders. And it does look like he's got 4 giant pepper mills of increasing size, but no, these are actually recorders, and it's all stitched together. And you think, oh, this is absolutely lovely. I hate to do that to Bach, but I want to respect this guy's work. Let's go to where he's got all 4 pieces going. And so far, so good. He's got a collection of recorders, and you think, well, surely there's not more of it than that. Well, he also did a part of Beethoven's Ninth. And oh my God, the expansion of the amount of stuff he's doing is pretty insane.
The time to edit all of this.
Yeah, 5 different piece voices. This is just really, I love his dedication. This guy owns a lot of recorders.
Well, my flute teacher, she had all sorts of, she had different eras of Baroque flutes. She had gold flutes, which sound much different. Solid ones with just a golden embouchure. Pan flute, she could play everything. Piccolos of different style. When you become, that's your instrument, you master all versions of it.
Well, as a consumer, I'm all for it. This guy, I mean, this guy's channel is actually pretty good. And I don't feel like the recorder gets enough love. This is nice. And like you said, the amount of work that goes into putting this together, it's a lot. James Howard Young. Good job, dude. Good job. And he's got a lot of stuff on his channel. Yeah. Let's see. Under music. So there was that. Oh, I think you gamers will like this. What?
Whoa.
Okay.
What?
Hard G.
Yeah. Why am I waiting?
Gamer.
What? Okay.
I said hard G.
No, I thought Sora was telling me to wait.
No, I said hey.
No.
Hey, okay.
You're making a joke, Harry.
I'm far too sensitive for this. I'm
His
gonna
head is
rage
making him
quit.
sensitive.
All right.
Sorry.
Here we go. So here, this is legitimately pretty amazing, I think. Let me make sure that the volume is turned all the way up here. Holy crap.
That's sad.
You mean that he's
But
practiced
also
it
very
enough to do that?
It's
But
impressive, but it's sad.
Yeah.
Nobody
Isn't
should
that-
be able to
isn't that
play
that
guitar
shitty
that
game?
well on PlayStation.
Yeah, that doesn't look like someone actually playing the guitar.
Well, no, he has the adaptive thing in the corner, that circle thing, to show he's pressing the button.
Yeah,
So
he's
he is
basically.
he's actually doing it. It's just he's changing the chord because the controllers can only do so much. So he's changing the chord, so it's showing that he's actually doing the stuff because it's showing the interaction.
Oh,
It's
wait,
just
are you saying he's actually playing the guitar? He's actually making the notes with the pick and strings?
No,
on a
he's
guitar?
using the game controller to pick the
That's
to
what
pick
I thought
the
he was doing.
to pick
That's
the
what I thought he was
chords.
doing. Yeah, that's what I thought he was doing.
And honestly, I think it would probably be easier for most people to do this on the guitar than it would be to do it on a
I
game
was just
controller.
going to say, this looks easier to play on the guitar than it is to do it this way.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to play it again just so you can see it. Turn it down a little bit.
time it would have taken to figure out the timing and the delay.
Yeah.
It's just, and in the words of Phil Ravenwing, yeah, just autistic. Yeah, pretty much.
That's just, yeah.
Sorry, chat. I can't have you guys up because I'm on my phone. Otherwise, I can't speak to these people. So if there's any funny in the chat, Serenity.
Yeah.
As far Silver was apparently still listening to us, but he decided to entertain himself, so he typed some random stuff in chat. So he decided to be chaos.
Ah.
But
Well, you know how I'm always trying to push people to enjoy more music and, classical and jazz too. I found this one and I just titled this First Experience with Jazz. So this is a guy's first experience with jazz, typically first experience.
Oh, I love this video. Yeah.
The look on his face.
He's so uncomfortable. And he's double checking. Is it good? Are we liking this?
That look, that is the look of somebody who's like, am I in the
This is
right
me.
place? Am I supposed
This
to be
is
enjoying
me.
this? Yeah.
100%.
So awkward. It's so awkward. Oh, you poor dude. Okay. Okay, well, since I actually have, let's see. No, I actually don't have a whole bunch more. So, Skep, there's a story about a guy in, I guess, El Paso, who somebody broke into his house, an armed person broke into his house, and he was shot and killed in his house, and they're charging the owner of the house with murder. I feel like maybe there's part of this story that we don't know, but I thought castle doctrine in Texas was pretty ironclad. I don't understand this.
But you can have other facts in the case that make castle doctrine only one of the operating principles that decide how a case is going to go. And if the guy came in and forced himself into the guy's home, if it really was that kind of thing and didn't know each other, key thing there, did not know each other, then he could blow him away. He can blow him away for messing with his car. The guy walks up to the car. When the car is parked on a public street, you can shoot a guy breaking into your car in Texas. Do you know that? That's castle. That's castle. And so I would say that there probably exists a relationship with guys that indicates that rather than the guy just breaking into this guy's house randomly, that was a continuation of a series of
Well, I know Serenity's really good at doing research on things, and she's probably searching right now. I did do a search to see if I could find a follow-up to this, and I found absolutely nothing. It doesn't say anything about them having a...
Did it really happen?
Yeah, I found multiple sources saying that it happened, so I mean, it seems to be. And here's the silly video.
After a shooting at a home on Friday. Here's what we know right now. Police say they were called to Langley Drive near Randolph Boulevard in Big Spring about shots fired. They got there. This man, 43-year-old Joel Flores, was seen outside. Investigators learned that 36-year-old Philip Lozano was dead inside of the home. They learned that Apparently, Lozano forced himself into the home while armed, and that's when he was shot by Flores, according to police. Officers say the investigation shows that probable cause existed for a murder charge. Flores was arrested on Saturday and booked into the Howard County Jail. Staying in Big.
Yeah, so
out in Austin.
Stop it. So yeah, as far as I know, they don't have any connection, but I think this happened a little while ago, so I was thinking we might have heard something by now, but nope.
A bit more than a month.
Yeah. So maybe on Court TV in about 3 months, I'll be doing a follow-up on this and we'll find out about, why there's charges for this sort of thing. But I was legitimately confused. I thought castle doctrine was pretty strong in your state. So.
Okay, all right. While initial reports indicated the intruder, 36-year-old Philip Seymour Lozano, forced him into the home, police determined there was probable cause to charge them. Get into that, and it goes on and on. They said found Flores and a woman outside when they responded. Reported to be a home invasion. Despite castle doctrine, police warranted. Huh.
Yeah.
What?
Well, keep your ears open. If you hear anything about it, let me know.
Yeah, I'll look around for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess what we don't know, we don't know. Another study on time-restricted feeding. So they're saying that yet again, they're finding that for adults and people in generally good health, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of trouble. They were saying that in terms of performance, as people got hungrier and hungrier later in the day, tasks that reminded them of food seemed to be a little difficult to do. It's what I like to call the hungry hour. But there was really no change in mental performance otherwise, even when people were complaining about being really hungry. However, for young kids who have developing brains, they found that breakfast actually really does help. For young kids, it's something about the fact that they're growing, sort of the on-again, off-again nutrient supply doesn't really work out well for them. So their academic and intellectual performance does seem to suffer if they don't break their fast in the morning. So
kids getting nutrition is very important because kids grow, but their bodies grow in literal spurts. I mean, it different activities, and that means that they have needs for different sets of hormones and chemicals depending on what the body is doing, resting or and digesting, or growing, or fight or flight. Whichever of the major nervous system is in charge of the activities at that moment, it changed the biochemical requirements for the kids. And the idea is that with breakfast, keeping them stocked up on all the stuff that they need, so that they have all the stuff they need during the day to, grow, fight or flight, or all the things.
Yeah, so young kids and injured people
throughout the day. That's all.
Yeah, basically, if go ahead, Sora.
Do they have children's breakfast clubs, like in the States and stuff, like for in elementary school?
It depends on the districts. Everybody's a little bit different.
In Texas, there's a law that every school district has to provide breakfast. Period. Dot. It has to be available for every.
That's good.
Yeah. Still a big fan of steel cut oats. Love them.
To be fair with this information they put together, it's 71 independent studies done over about 70 years with only 3,400 participants. It's good they found the information that they have, but that makes me side-eye some things.
It's a long time not to have more info or more.
And it's 71 independent studies. So these are not even large groups within the independent studies.
Yeah, that's a meta-analysis. Yeah.
Well, I know, but still, only 3,400 over that length of time period.
Well, we're still not seeing information that contradicts it, which is good. If we started seeing a lot, outliers often, makes you question. But with a small sample size, if there's strong agreement, it's looking interesting. And I still go back to the ancient Romans because I'm a dude and that's what we do. In ancient Rome, they conquered the known world on 1 meal a day. And they did it just fine. But for the kids and for the older people and people who were ill, they usually had 2 or 3 meals a day. And here we are thousands of years later, and the results seem to indicate that the Romans probably weren't wrong.
Yeah, but they grazed throughout the day on their, like, if you're talking military, their rations and stuff.
Well, they didn't have first strike rations in the Roman army. I mean, I don't.
I know, but functional is right. A lot of the historical
salted
stuff
beef
talks
and
about
pork.
talks about the stuff that they would eat, eat, and kind of do that kind of stuff. So, yes,
there's a
you are
pouch
correct.
just like a fanny pack that
like grapes
sat at their lower back that basically was a pretty large pouch that they kept a lot of preserved foods in.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you brought up Rome, dude.
No, I know. I just have my.
Let's do Rome.
Yeah. Well, I think
We're already
I was
talking about sulfur dioxide. You know they used to burn sulfur. To clean
Chat
their grain?
GPT said that I was alive in Rome, and I used to only eat 1 meal a day with no snacks. That's what Chat GPT told me.
No snacks. Well, ChatGPT liar.
Well, they had 1 big meal a day, but that was not mean they didn't graze throughout the day.
Yeah, an apple while you're marching or setting up a tent. You know?
Yeah. Have my favorite slave with me, feeding me stuffed grape leaves. Yeah, be fine.
Do you know what? Do you know which word you're going to use, Harry?
I don't know. I got a headache. Leave me alone. Don't pick on me.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great. Everything's fine.
You're doing great,
Really
sweetie.
Yeah, look at me.
Wonderful, darling.
I can do it. Okay.
Round of applause.
That's right. I'm not
round of
supposed to
applause,
do. I'm not
round
supposed
of
to do
applause.
voices. Okay.
Snaps. Wait, snaps.
All right.
Snaps. Let's be real condescending.
U.S. Army deploys A-10C Warthogs to protect Navy mine warfare operations in the Arabian Gulf.
Damn right. That's what
You know,
motherfuckers get.
whatever the
Think you can
pretext
get rid of
is,
my warthogs.
whatever the
You ain't
pretext
getting rid of
is,
my warthogs.
we've got warthogs in the Gulf, and they don't have to only do this. They don't have to only protect, these boats that are going after the mines. You could say, "Oh, over there's a thing. Could you go burn it out of existence?"
We're gonna decommission the warthogs. We don't need
Yeah.
warthogs. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I like my A10s. You shush.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here about how awesome the A10 is, but we don't need to talk about that. We all agree that the A10 is it's a fantastic
all you need.
airplane.
If I disagree, do we get to talk about warthogs?
Actual warthogs? Oh,
A10s.
Oh,
Harry, honey, I think we need to speed run the rest.
it is a blunt operational signal that mine countermeasures forces operating in one of the world's most constrained and politically charged waterways will be shielded by dedicated, persistent firepower.
Yeah.
Excellent. No, this is excellent. That's what we like. Oh, why don't you send some drones after the A-10 and watch it just shake them off? Like, that tickles. Okay.
Actually, the drones coming after an A-10, that would be fun for the A-10 pilots. If you ever talk to those guys, they're really. I'm sorry.
I said they are a certain type.
Yeah.
Pilots in general, but A-10 pilots are a little special, aren't they? Okay, let's see. Since it's in the thumbnail, we need to talk about it. The Trump administration exempts new nuclear reactors from environmental review. Okay. Before this sounds too big and scary, there's all these Gen 4 designs that they're trying to work on. And there are people who are constantly just NIMBYs about nuclear anything because they're just, I don't know. I'm not really sure what motivates anti-nuclear people, to be honest, other than just not having a clue.
Fear and ignorance.
Fear and ignorance. So to get around that, they've basically said, we have locations where we do research already. These things really don't have the same kind of inherent safety problems as other reactor designs. How about as long as you place them at these certain locations, we are not going to let people hold them up on environmental reviews in the same way as if they were, build a new reactor in some new location. So they've sort of smoothed the way for a lot of the research by just saying, here, just put them here. Idaho National Lab, there's 5 reactor projects there. There's, one in Utah, one in Kansas, one at Oak Ridge, one at Abilene, and 2 at Texas A&M. So they're putting them in locations that are already have nuclear stuff deployed, so the infrastructure is already there. I think this is actually a pretty smart move, and probably the only way any of this stuff's going to get done, because that's the lever that people use to stop nuclear development, is those environmental reviews. And it's a cynical thing to do. They're basically just using our own desire to be right and careful and all this stuff against us. They're preying on our intellectual honesty. Go ahead, Serenity.
I was going to say, I think Oak Ridge is where we have, at least here in the States, the last graphite reactors. I think it's Oak
Ridge. Wasn't Oak Ridge, during the Manhattan Project, I can't remember which piece of the actual physical stuff, whether it was whether they were doing uranium refining or what it was at Oak Ridge, but I mean they were dealing with nuclear materials there during the Manhattan Project.
Hanford and Oak Ridge were doing the refining for plutonium and uranium. And I can't remember which one was plutonium, which one was uranium, and I know if I guess I'll get it exactly backwards. So, but it was one of them. And they did a tremendous amount of work at both Hanford and Oak Ridge.
Yeah, and with the technology,
the Oak Ridge power, the accounts of the Oak Ridge power requirements and the existing infrastructure make for some
enriching uranium at Oak Ridge.
Yeah, well, the technology just wasn't. The yields were incredibly small and the power inputs were incredibly huge. This is why. Honestly, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. But from as I understand it, I don't think that the Germans during World War II had a snowball's chance in hell of producing anything within the time frame of the war. They just didn't have the industrial capacity, and they were so up their own ass about heavy water and things that just really didn't go anywhere. That I don't think they were ever really a credible nuclear threat. But I could be wrong. Do you disagree with that, Skep?
No, I think another thing was I think their thought leadership was unfocused and politically paranoid, and probably too politically paranoid. I mean, have you read Heisenberg's diary entries? From during the war that. I wanted to see if he really did obfuscate things like he claimed, or if he was bullshitting and just trying to be a hero after the war. Which I decided that's what that was. He was an asshole. I'm sorry, but that's just the way that is. He was a fucking Nazi.
Well, it's fun to say you're not sure about Heisenberg, but
it's not like I'm uncertain.
It's a little meta, but yeah,
it's just about the principle of it. But
not really sure where he stands. This is what passes for humor tonight.
It's hard to measure, but
I think this. I mean, politically, this is a good move, though. I think. Yeah, I think that that streamlining this process, because I don't think that the risk associated with these Gen 4 things is anywhere on the same level as the early designs when they first started building these things, or God forbid, where did you say we do have some graphite reactors running at like 1 or 2% capacity. Which one was it, Serenity?
I think it's the one in Oak Ridge. I believe Oak Ridge, Tennessee has it.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you which graphite.
But
I actually know this.
But the thing that makes it very kind of interesting is like, and this I don't tell normies this who get freaked out real easy, but yeah, graphite was the thing that was in Chernobyl.
Okay, so I have to kill the sound on this while I've got your attention, because you need to go do dogs, right?
They'll be fine for a little bit longer because I checked on them before we started.
All right, so before you disappear,
and plus it's warm right now.
I found this video of this bridge in West Virginia.
Yep.
That looks freaking terrifying.
Yep. And as I had to explain to my mother, the beams of that bridge are supposed to be red like that because that is part of the process of making sure it stays strong.
Yeah.
That is the reason why they used West Virginia steel, is because it does that oxidization, which actually helps protect it.
Yeah.
He was like, that scares me. I was like, Mom, I looked into it. surprised like that. She's like, okay.
Well, that's how engineering works a lot of times. People don't realize that they say, "Oh, I'm going to have an aluminum tank or an aluminum line." You know what? Very, very soon after that thing hits the atmosphere, what you're really protecting, whatever the chemical is, fuel, alcohol, petrol, whatever, is aluminum oxide. That coating of aluminum oxide is there because aluminum itself is actually pretty reactive. But as soon as it oxidizes, you have this protective layer. It works great.
Stable.
Yeah, it's extremely stable. Same thing with the steel on that bridge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Once that outer layer oxidizes, it basically protects it from spreading. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, because the little corrosion molecules come in and say, is there any iron not doing anything? No, we're all busy. We all got dance partners.
They go
Thank
full
you.
soup Nazi and go, no iron for you. Okay.
No iron for you.
Yeah, but it's that is the bridge that everybody jumps off of for Bridge Day. Parachutes and bungees.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
that was
not
the
the
only
jumping off I was thinking of.
Well, that's the thing
Use
of
the zoo,
like,
just not indoors.
there's cops who sit on either side of the bridge to make sure people don't, and plus there's no actual walkway on top of it. Like, you know how some bridges will have sidewalks that go up against the side of the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
They don't allow that. Because even when they first built it back so many years ago, they were just like, no, we don't trust you all. So if you're gonna do anything, you're gonna have to try to make a run for it. But no, like I have been in the dead center of the thing, which is the highest point, obviously, on Bridge Day, and feeling it move is the weirdest sensation on the planet because it moves, and driving across of it is the weirdest sensation as well because you see nothing.
Yeah.
Because the walls are too high. Like if you're in a truck, maybe you can see over top of them, but if you're in a car, you can just see over them a little bit, and you can't see anything other than the tops of the trees, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of things like moving and stuff, Skep, I was always thinking that crosswinds were my nemesis and that there were all these problems. I got to tell you, moving from a 650 to a almost 1100 cc bike, the wind is just not a problem anymore.
The wind, yeah.
The wind can just suck it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like a gale force wind or something, because when I was trying to beat the rain on Tuesday, it really just wasn't a problem. I'm really loving the new bike.
The only thing I had ever been on before I got on that Honda 900 was like a 90 cc trail bike. I was a dirt bike, person for the little bit of riding I had done before I got bequeathed a motorcycle for a summer.
Mm-hmm.
That was a completely different riding experience from being on a dirt bike. A Honda 900. Eric had to teach me how to ride it, even though I was very competent on a little 90, or those 90s. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We have to talk about taxation. So, because there's another thing in the thumbnail. I just want to make sure I cover the stuff in the thumbnail if possible. But first, there's this whole wealth tax thing. This one time we're going to take, 3% of all your wealth if you have over $1 billion in assets. So a bunch of people are moving to Florida. I guess Zuckerberg just bought something in the millionaire or the billionaire bunker row thing in Florida. So Zuckerberg, now for PR reasons, he gave some money to some local schools and educational things, like $50 million. And then the next day, it was announced that he was leaving the state in terms of his primary residence. Because he's not an idiot. Why would he give 3% of everything he's worked for to the state of California? That's stupid. But rich Californians are also going to Las Vegas because the tax structure is extremely advantageous for them. Why not go to Las Vegas? I mean, why pay the billionaire tax? And more importantly, why even bother paying California state tax? Just go to Nevada. You can work out of Las Vegas. I mean, it's not California, but you also get to keep all your money or a lot more of it.
They're not going to be able to do this billionaire tax. Realize that's such an illegal taking. This is legislative optimism that it's going to get squashed by the Supreme Court. I guarantee you.
Well,
that's not going to fly eventually. Eventually, there will be a successful challenge. There's too much money against it.
Well, I think they might be able to do it, but I don't think they can make it retroactive. So a lot of people didn't leave before the first of the year because I think they realize retroactive is never going to fly. But they're getting out now before the election because why chance it?
Yeah.
You know, why chance it?
That's a good point.
Yeah. So,
I'd be leaving if I was in that position.
Yeah.
I would have left a long time.
Well, as bad as it is in California, let's talk about our friends over in Europe. And specifically, let's talk about the Dutch. Now, the Dutch have gotten it in their heads. They've tried doing something like this for a while, but it keeps ending up being unconstitutional because somewhere in the Charter of Human Rights, the ability to actually own property is in there. I'm surprised that all the European commies allowed something like that to be in there. But it is there. So their final thing that they're going to do is, okay, so the Dutch House of Representatives on Thursday voted to pass the Actual Return in Box 3 Act. Yeah, what a great name. A reform that will tax residents at a flat rate of 36% on the actual returns they earn from savings and investments effective January 1st, 2028. So what they're doing is taxing 38% on unrealized gains on crypto, stocks, bonds, and other investments.
Crypto?
Yeah.
How does that work exactly?
They'll figure it out. So under the new regime, the tax applies not only to income that has been received, such as interest, dividends, and rent, but also to the annual increase in values of assets like stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrencies, even when those assets have not been sold. So if a Dutch resident holds a portfolio of shares that rise by, 10 million euros over the course of a year, the tax authority will treat the paper gain as taxable income regardless of whether the investor has sold anything.
So eventually, the state will absorb all of the investment.
Well,
over time, unless the investment can meet its new hurdle rate, which is its old hurdle rate plus the tax rate.
Well, I was trying to go through this, and nowhere in here did I see that they could take a loss when it goes down.
No. This is because they're not interested in taxing losses. You understand?
They're not going to give you a deduction when it goes down.
Right. No. That costs the state money. What are you saying? No. We wait for it to go up, and then we ratchet that out. We hoover that money out. Then when it goes down again, we wait for it to go up. And when that goes up, we hoover out the profit there. That's the next step.
Well, I was reading about the Dutch personal income tax system, and it is pretty terrifying. What some of these things come out to. I can't remember which country it was. I think it was Denmark. That it's like 60%. Your top tax rate is 60%.
Denmark has the highest tax rate by just a point or two in Europe, but it is the highest.
I mean, the French are right there, and then this puts the Dutch right up in the top 3 with them. So that's fantastic. But somebody in X, I think they did a good job of criticizing this. So there's this little cartoon. So you've got all the migrants heading on boats and all the people with money leaving in the opposite direction. Netherlands 36% unrealized gain tax. There were some pretty good things in the comments. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. Margaret Thatcher. I love that woman. And then somebody said this is a little more accurate.
She was quoting someone when she said that, I believe.
Probably.
Said that. It's not original.
Yeah. Got some good feedback there. But yeah, that's the Dutch. So California, compared to the Dutch, California is kind of a big nothing burger. But even for 3%, people are just saying, nah, just get the hell out of here. Just, Why should I put up with this is what they're saying. I don't have to. Why will I? So they just leave. It's the stupidest thing. California is going to lose so much money over time, whether or not this thing goes through. The damage is already done.
I'm already house hunting in the Dallas-Fort Worth area here.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's see.
Thinking about moving.
Speaking of Denmark, Denmark other places. I know that Holland and Denmark are not the same thing, but we mentioned Denmark. Denmark just switched to red streetlights, solving a problem every modern city deals with. So they're thinking that wildlife are going to be happier with the human beings if they use red LED streetlights. And I can tell you that San Jose, which is sort of the Lick Observatory was up on the hill for the purpose of science for many years. They had special streetlights in San Jose. They were these orangey lights. I don't remember what the chemistry was for them.
Called sodium vapor lamp. Those are sodium vapor lamps. The yellow orange ones.
Yeah, they were okay. They were just
the white ones are mercury vapor lamps.
Well, I believe
the yellow orange ones are usually sodium. They're older sodium ones that they started using again.
But the reason they used them was because they had a very uncomplicated set of emission lines. So it was actually easy to filter the light pollution out because it was all, fairly localized. So by them using those kinds of streetlights, it made it easier to do science up on the hill. I think they've pretty much given up on that because as a functioning observatory for doing real science, it's really more of an educational thing now. It's not really a top flight scientific instrument. And the amount of light pollution from people's homes and stuff, it's just not much you can do.
Are people still trying to get time though on Lick?
Oh, I'm sure they are. There's lots of things you can do, like planetary research. That's just fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I don't know the focal length of Lick, so I'm not really sure what kind of field of view is possible with it. But I would think that planetary observations would work just fine.
What is the focal length?
And variable stars, lots of things work well with a longer focal length. But look at this picture of somebody walking across this crosswalk. Do you see how not visible they are?
Yeah.
I mean, from a safety perspective, trust me, I don't like light pollution. I hate light pollution more than most people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not dealing with fish. So, I like the animals that are involved here. But I think safety-wise, this is not good. Because even those orange lights, it was hard to spot people and some kinds of automobiles. Because some types of cars that would look a particular way under normal light were easy to spot would sort of turn into like this dark purple and become kind of invisible under those sodium lights. It was not good. And I'm not liking this.
If you were missing some red cone cells in your eyes, you might miss that person altogether. You might just literally not be able to perceive that. Men have deficiency in individual colors. I'm deficient in blue and green, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're deficient in red, you won't be able to see shit in a red light.
Hey, you'll need a self-driving car. Hopefully they won't kill me.
Or anyone else.
Yeah, well, like I said, they're very power efficient. For one thing, red LEDs are about the most efficient light source you can use. They're super high efficiency.
What I read.
Compared to the white ones. And but yeah, this is not good. This is not good in terms of a lot of people are going to get killed.
Do you know why that's true, Harry? Because whiteness.
Well, I do know why. It's because of the way
whiteness.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to ask about how LEDs work, and I was ready. I was ready. Okay, so
I know you were ready.
If people knew what goes into making green LED laser pointers, it's like, God, the number of changes of frequency and pushing and doping and it's just so much stuff. Not even get started with the purple ones on Blu-ray players, which oddly have purple lasers. Let's see. So we don't have Serenity back yet, probably, because she left late. Well, let's talk a little bit about the border. So these are all sort of related to the border, even though they're not directly border things. So the Pentagon, the FAA closed the airspace around El Paso Airport not too long ago. They actually canceled flights, and there were a bunch of people just stranded going, what the hell? El Paso is a pretty big airport. and the FAA just closed it. Well, it turns out that the Border Patrol decided to use their new anti-drone laser to start going after some cartel drones that were trying to fly crap into the United States. And they didn't coordinate with the FAA. And when the FAA found out about it, they thought, I don't know, if somebody's just sort of firing lasers at things in the sky right now, maybe we should just close the airspace. And they said originally that it might be for as long as 10 days.
Now,
And it ended up just being a couple hours.
Okay, but what may have really happened was the FAA got pissed off that that whoever was conducting the stop with laser armament did not clear it with the FAA that get their okey doke to do that before, and so this is a move to embarrass another part of the government. That's what I suspect this.
Yeah, I suspect some of the adults in the room told them to cut it the hell out, which is why it wasn't 10 days.
Yes, that they said, no, that's.
But isn't it cool that we're shooting down drones with lasers now?
Yes, it is. Absolutely is. And Israel had a lot to do with that, actually.
Yep. So, and of course, the politicians are saying the predictable thing, so they talk to people who are like Democrats who are in government from the area, and they just talk about, a troubling lack of coordination. They want to paint this picture that the whole federal government is full of incompetent people, incompetent, uncaring racists. So, this story got way out of hand. I first started hearing about this from people who read Bluesky. Yeah. So good times. Anyway, so getting over that, I was really surprised by this. I was really surprised by this particular story. Watsonville is a little town I think it's in the Pajaro Valley near the Pajaro River. So it's sort of south of Santa Cruz by not too far.
Artichoke capital of the world.
Well, that's what Castroville claimed they were, but I don't know. Watsonville has a lot of great strawberries and things. So a teacher...
Right. You're right. Castroville. I got them mixed up.
That's okay. So a teacher in Watsonville got placed on leave after making pro-ICE comments on social media. So this one teacher, let's see, where is it? She said, so Sarai Jimenez-Robertson said, yay, we need ICE in Watsonville. Clap, clap, clap. It's been getting out of hand. Well, to do something like that in California, that's pretty much an instant, well, you can't be working right now. I think she's probably on paid leave. And I think possibly she just wanted a vacation for free because the students are now saying, we don't feel safe being around a teacher who has views like that. We don't feel safe, which is just the lamest thing. So she's apparently not entitled to have an opinion about these things.
I think back to times in my life. I wonder what they would have said if I had gone up and I don't feel safe with this instructor making push-ups because I can't remember how to competently tie a mooring knot in 25 seconds.
Yeah.
I didn't feel safe. He was shrieking at me what an incompetent I was.
Well, they're saying in the article, they say you can't just tell the world how you feel and not expect repercussions from people because of how they feel about ICE, especially in Watsonville with its majority Latino population and immigrant communities. Now, one would hope that a lot of these people have been there for a very long time. This isn't a community of people who were part of the 12 million or so, 12 million and change that were let in the last 4 years. These are people that have been working in agriculture and other things for like a long time, have had multiple opportunities to apply for amnesty. So a lot of these people who didn't because they were either afraid or it was just too much hassle and they figured as California they can just get away with it. That gamble's not paying off for some people.
It's compounded by places like Santa Cruz come in and say, look, we'll be a sanctuary, guys. Come on in, and people stay there and they feel protected for a long time. And they're being misled by a bunch of well-meaning people who
Mhm.
have their own serotonin needs. So they say, "Oh, we feel good about ourselves when we extend, the hand of friendship and all this kind of stuff."
Mhm.
But then when somebody comes in and says, "No, we're going to start enforcing law," the people who get thrown to the dogs are the people you're talking about here.
Yeah.
They're victims.
Somebody fed you a bill of goods, and not like there hasn't been much of that going around. So we've got just a few minutes left. So let me go to some palate cleansers.
I think you hate liberals enough.
The thing about liberals is Ryan Holiday, famous guy for, I think I got his name right, for Stoicism, modern Stoicism, writes about it a lot. He said one thing that stuck with me many years ago when I heard him talk. Every time you say yes to one person, you're saying no to somebody else. In terms of taxes, it really is a zero-sum game in most cases. You can only take so many taxes before your revenues start going down. And if you let somebody into this country and they're not going to contribute, you're deliberately letting people in that are going to not just maybe have one generation where they're going to be on the social rolls, right? Or maybe if you give them enough benefits, you're going to create multi-generational welfare dependence.
Yes.
Every time you say yes to somebody like that, you're saying no to somebody else. You're saying no to a small business loan. You're saying no to a veteran who's having trouble, coping with the after effects of his service. You're saying no.
Opportunity cost decision.
You're saying no to funding an orphan drug that might save 1,000 people's lives. Every time you say yes to somebody, you're saying no to somebody else.
Right.
And they will tug at your heartstrings like, don't you care? It's not that I don't care. It's that there's a lot of stuff that's got to get done and you have to make hard choices.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't mean to get preachy about this. Let's go to some palate cleansers. Okay. Is it under cringe? Where are we? Okay.
Are we going to get some cringe core here?
Oh, it's not too bad. So I think maybe you guys are familiar with this, maybe not. So this is called Global Street Geographic. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay.
Master Cracky Chan, Grand Master of Methamphetamine Fist, faces his greatest enemy, a brick wall. He channels his energy, inhales the sacred dumpster fumes, and unleashes the forbidden crystal palm strike. The brick wounds. Master Cracky Chan is now on the ground.
So there's a whole series of these.
On this episode of Streetographic, we witness a human
This is
who has
sad.
finally completed his evolution into a giant land snail. To bypass the
Oh, is this
toll,
in New
he
York?
rejects the vertical world and chooses the path of the belly.
subway.
He glides across the filth of the subway floor, leaving a glistening trail of sweat and bad decisions. The glass sensors are baffled by a creature that has no spine and no ticket. He has traded his legs for maximum stickiness. He is the master of the tile. On this episode of Streetographic,
This is pretty terrible. There's one more. Let's see.
On today's episode of Streetographic, we observe advanced boxing. No contact is made,
Okay,
but
that's
the
funny.
knockout is immediate. On today's
Invisible pun.
Yeah.
Why is that so funny?
It's because it's wrong. You're not supposed to be laughing at this. So, bought a used car and
So we just bought this car.
Oh, this
and
is
I
funny.
found this
Yeah.
extra button. And I think it goes here.
it's great.
There we go. Okay. Yep. Works well. Gotta turn it off.
That's really good. And
Feature.
I have this under Gen X because people, I always wonder about when Gen X people talk about snowflakes and stuff and why we're just amazed at the way the world is now and how fragile people are about race and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me just show you. This is a comedian named Nipsey Russell, and he's at the celebrity roast of Carol O'Connor, the guy who played Archie Bunker. So just buckle up. So he comes out in the full clan gear.
Court said integrate, they meant everything. Everybody has a great ambition. We want to be singers, dancers, writers, and musicians. I just want to be a mule somewhere in the clover and catch Archie Bunker bending over.
Just want to be a mule somewhere in the clover. Catch Archie Bunker bending over. Yeah, comedians don't regularly come out wearing clan outfits, except for maybe guys like Chappelle. But this was just normal. You just have people up on stage and people were black and white and you could point out race and everybody had like a weird respect and Don Rickles could call somebody hockey puck and make fun of. I mean, it was just, we didn't give a shit about this stuff. We were all happy to just forget about race and put it behind us. We were ready. Speaking
Bill
for Gen
Dana
X.
with his my name was Jimenez.
Yeah, Bill Dana. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am the astronaut.
I am the astronaut.
That was Archie Bunker. Let's see if there's anything else in the palate cleansers that needs to be done. Giant lance. Oh, we have to talk about a Pokemon thing. Pokemon.
Why do we have to talk about?
Yeah, just give me a second. The spreadsheet is wise. The spreadsheet has many entries.
Did someone bad touch a Pokemon?
No.
No, honey, that's been
Well,
going on since they came
possibly.
out.
We'll see.
Mr. Mime is at it again.
Don't rule 34 any of those Pokemon. Don't do it.
Where'd it go?
Also, poor Sora.
Poor Sora.
Can't catch a break. Finds a good way to do Zoom, then the phone.
Yeah, it's okay. Now, if you guys hear me from far away, it's because I have to talk to you through the phone.
Yeah.
You're on speaker.
That's okay.
Like talking to my grandparents.
Here it is. Okay. Would it surprise you to know that Epstein's pedophile island had a Pokestop?
Not really, no.
Oh,
no.
So apparently there was a Pokestop on Epstein's island.
Of course there is.
And they just recently figured out that this was a problem and took it away.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. So they do look at these things and they made it go away, which I thought was pretty funny. Gosh, it was one of the VTubers. Somebody said, why would there be a Pokestop on Epstein's island? And I think she responded, "Oh, for the children."
Yeah, and then she got it, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, Pokemon.
No.
Yeah. Good old Pokemon. So here's another Pokemon thing. How cute is that Pokemon? Is that like a pile of sand Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
But when you turn it into a plushie, it doesn't look quite right.
That doesn't. Yeah. That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, don't do that. Cracky-chan, Lazy Susan.
That's Sandygast.
Sandygast?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Well, what's its special power?
It evolves into Palisand, Sandcastle.
Wow.
Good to know.
This is not part of the original.
Useful information.
Yeah, no, this is not not one of the original ones.
# not my Pokemon.
The thing that makes it funnier is its type is ghost and ground. Ground makes sense. Ghost means it's killed someone.
Uh-oh.
Well, of course it is. It will probably swallowed up some child that tried to dig it into his brain,
Sandygast are said to be born when supernatural forces possess mounds of sand built by children. Some say this is done by spirits of the dead, while others believe that are possessed by manifested grudges of people and Pokemon. Sandygast dwell on sandy beaches where they blend in perfectly with the surroundings. They use their bright red shovels to lure small children.
Is this the one that you? Is this the one you catch at Epstein Island?
Probably.
Yeah. Those who grab their shovels fall under their influence and are compelled to begin adding more sand to their bodies, making them larger.
Good times.
Help me grow.
All right. Well, I have other things, but they'll keep. So let's save them for our next meal of fun and hilarity. Anything else before we go?
Thank you for hanging in there for 2 hours, Harry. I know you had a headache and were.
Well, I mean,
very much, but
I enjoyed it, especially Cracky Chan. That's one of my favorite things.
Absolutely.
All right. So anyway, this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed, and now we're going to enjoy the stuff that can't be